All right, so today I'm talking about the simplest way to make money with AI in 2026. And we're going to look at what this business is, the process, and then we'll walk through it all in a nice overview format. And then we'll do a quick little demo at the end to kind of show exactly what we're talking about here and what it looks like and how you can just do this and be able to execute it without confusion, complete clarity, day in and day out to stay consistent to make this work for you. All right. And so again, how does it work? It's something we've talked about a lot. Here's the overview, right? We use the step ladder here, the baby Yoda strategy, I like to call it. And it all kicks off with us selling some sort of foot in the door service, right? In a results first trial, because that is one of the most powerful ways to sell, by showing results versus talking about results that could happen, especially when I'm brand new. Okay. And again, remember, this is based on me just getting started. It's beginner friendly. If I'm experienced and I already have a routine, I might not need to use this. Although I will say, even as an experienced agency owner and business owner, this is the same process that I've used pretty much my entire over 12 years now, having done this. Oh, geez, I'm at 14 years of having done this at this point. This is the same process used over and over and over again to grow to get traction in the business and continue to grow it over the years. Foot in the door, results first. Once you show the result, it's easier to then close the deal on that result. Hey, here it is. If you like this, here's the price going forward. And if not, no big deal, right? And so I closed the deal on my foot in the door service. And then once I'm in and I close that deal, it opens me up to be able to sell other services to help the client, which is, again, a win-win, because I'm helping the client get more customer sales revenue by adding extra services. And those extra services I get paid for, right? So I get to make more money as well. So everyone's happy. All right. So what does this look like first with the foot in the door service? Okay. What is this? What should this be composed of? Well, the ideal scenario is, right, if I'm working with business owners, right, and I know marketing, a marketing business is what I want. I'm going to help businesses advertise to get new customers. And why that? It's just a high profit business. It's needed by pretty much every business on the planet, which means there's tons of existing opportunities plus new opportunities being created every day with new businesses getting started. And it's a very easy kind of skill set to start understanding and get a good grip on and master fast without needing to go to like 8 years of school to kind of figure it out. The thing is it's not necessarily a low barrier to entry, because it takes time to learn this, which the business owners don't have, right? The business owners don't have time because they're learning, or they're running their business, right? They don't have time to essentially get all this marketing knowledge on top of all the other stuff they already have to do, which is why they gladly pay people like us to do these services, right? So knowing that that's the business I'm in, and business owners are my client, my target customer, my target client, well, I want my foot in the door service to be something that they need and or want, okay? And it has to be at least one of those two. Usually, if we find the sweet spot, it'll be both, right? It's something they need and something they want. We want it to be easy and fast to deliver. If I'm doing a results first approach, I want the service that I'm doing and going ahead and executing and getting a result for, I want it to be easy to do. I don't want it to be some complex thing that takes forever for me to set up and do, because then I'm not going to keep momentum, because I'm not going to want to keep doing that. Because essentially I'm doing something for free to show them, give them proof that I can deliver results and give them a result. But if it's a lot of effort to do just one of those, right, to try for one opportunity, it's going to be hard for me to continue to do that consistently, because I'm not always, with no business, right? No prospecting strategy, no sales strategy is 100%, right? I'm going to get no's, right? And so I want this to be something that if I get a no, it's not like setting me back like a whole 6 months of work. And like, oh boy, here we go again, right? I want it to be something fast, easy, to deliver so that I can do a lot of these in a little amount of time. And then I want it priced to sell, right? Again, the foot in the door, the purpose of that is to get my foot in the door with the client, to get them to essentially know, like, and trust me as fast as humanly possible. Once that happens, it opens it up and makes it way easier for me to sell other things. Okay. So I need my foot in the door service to be priced to sell to make it easy for them to say yes. This also is a huge benefit for me if I'm brand new and just starting. All these things make it easy for me to get going, because the thing I want the most when I'm just getting started is my first yes, right? And so what meets all of these that we can serve to business owners and get a great result with? Well, that's a website. Now, again, websites in the past, this used to be something that would take forever, and you needed a lot of technical experience and coding and all this other crazy stuff. So it would not have met the criteria many years ago. But now, because of AI, we're easy. It allows us, AI allows this service, allows websites to meet all of this criteria very easy, because we can create a website in minutes using AI and a beautifully professionally designed website. We're going to be able to sell that website also with a nice price to sell, foot in the door price between $500 to $3,000, because typically business owners have paid anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 for these websites. So us coming in $500 to $3,000, that's an easy, very overly realistic range for us to sell these websites. And again, as I alluded to earlier, prior to us getting started, I'm going to show us how we can scale that pricing from when I'm just getting started to gradually build that price in that range, because that's a big range, right? So we'll talk about how we can get started in there in that range at the low end and build up. All right. So now we have our foot in the door service, and we know it's AI built websites. Next, let's talk about on the back end. Once we've sold the website, what other services do we want in our tool belt that we can help or that we can then upsell that will do both of these things? We want them to first help increase sales and customers for the business. First and foremost, because if it doesn't deliver a great result, well, it's going to be hard to sell, and more importantly, hard to have them continuously pay for it. Okay. So we want our services to help increase sales and customers. That's going to make them very happy. It's going to make them happy to pay us, and happy to pay us month after month after month, because these services here, we're going to focus, they're going to be reoccurring. Okay. These are something we're going to be charging for month after month, whereas the websites is a one-time. All right. Now, easy to execute or outsource. That's the next thing. Again, we don't want it to be something that's very complex. We don't want services that are constantly hard, or constantly a struggle to set up, and or I'm the only person that can do them. Because if I'm the only person that can do them, then I don't really have a business at that point. I'm going to have a job because I can't get anyone else to do it. I'm the only one that can. So if I'm running my business and I start bringing on more and more clients, well, that workload is going to be heavy for me if I'm the only one that can do the work. So these services that I do, not only do they need to help increase sales and customers, they need to be effective services. They need to be something that I'm not the only one that has to do it. I can have other people do them at any point in time, whether I want to right away, like, look, I'm just going to focus on the websites and I want someone else to handle all these other services, or no, I'm going to do everything initially. But as I start getting more clients, I'll bring on a team member to start handling some of those. That's how I want these services to operate. And so knowing that there's 10 million things that I could offer, we've narrowed it down to a core four of services that meet this criteria, that we can add on, again, one at a time as necessary, or as beneficial to the client, or all of them. Okay. They are all services that all businesses could use at least one of these. Okay. So we have plenty of options here to help, whether it's just one service or again, a business takes all four. And that is message marketing, which is simply email and text marketing campaign. Okay. Again, Black Friday is the best example. During Black Friday, you got an email from businesses saying our sale starts now, blah, blah, blah. And you probably got text messages as well. That's all message marketing is, sending an email and a text about an offer. That's it. Okay. Lead generation, that is classic Facebook ads and Google ads. Okay. Again, depending on the business, Facebook ads might will be beneficial, or Google ads will be beneficial depending on the business, or for some businesses, both of those can work. And then we have local SEO, which is, again, something that all businesses can benefit from. That is getting shown higher in Google search results. Okay. That is getting shown higher when someone searches a service in a certain city. Our client's website getting shown higher in the search results, plus our client's business showing up in the Google business profile listings, the Google Maps listings. That's what local SEO is. It's helping them get shown in both of those spots. Okay. And then review management is as simple as as simple as helping a business get more positive reviews online. That's it. Every business on the planet can benefit from more positive reviews online. Every business on the planet knows how valuable that is, right? So we have several services that are very beneficial to a business owner. Again, even any single one of them on their own is beneficial, but all four of them are beneficial. Okay. And so because of that, that helps us, gives us many options to help our clients and to, again, add more revenue to our business. Okay. Now, where do we find clients? Right? Where do we find clients? So I've talked about this before. There's several areas, but there's three key categories, right? Three key areas where if I'm just starting, well, even if I'm not just starting, this is where I can go to start bringing in business and to grow and scale my business. Okay. First and foremost, the easiest place to start, the simplest place to start is go where people are already asking for help. Okay. We've talked about these sites before. That's sites like Upwork, Freelancer, Guru, Thumbtack. That is literally places where business owners go and they say, I need help with this thing. Okay. And again, websites is one of those things that they ask for help with, along with other marketing services. Okay. And they have money. They say, hey, because you have to have money to post on those platforms. So they are pretty much saying, hey, I need a new website or a website redesign, and I have money. Can I give this money to someone to do this for me? Right. It doesn't get any easier than that. Right. Now, are you going to be the only one that goes here? No, it's something that I'm going to be, again, other people are going to be there too, but we already know that the client is qualified. Okay. They have a need and it's something that I offer, and they have money to pay me. Okay. That's all I need to know here. Okay. I'm going to hang out in that area, because it's like if I go fishing and I go to a pond and I know the fish are hungry, they haven't been fed in days, right? And I know there's plenty of fish in there. Even if I'm not the only one fishing, I will still catch a fish at some point. Okay. Other people will catch fish too. I will catch a fish too, though. The fish are there. They're hungry. I have my pole in the water. I will catch a fish. It's just a matter of time. Okay. It could be the first time I throw out the reel, or second or third time, right? Or maybe the 10th time. Who knows? Doesn't matter. I need to be fishing there. All right. The second place that I can go is to try to find people with a high potential need, right? Or the next category of finding clients is finding clients with a high potential need. Meaning I don't necessarily know if they need and or want my service, but based on what I'm seeing, the potential is there above average versus someone else. Okay. What do I mean by that? Well, the Google Maps. So you could go to Google Maps, right? And I can literally just go to the Google Maps listings and look for people who don't even have a website listed. Okay. Google Maps business profiles, one of the things they show is a website. It is a website link there. If they don't have that, I don't necessarily know if they have a website. Maybe Google just didn't see it, but it doesn't matter because it's opened up the door for me to have a conversation with them. Okay. So that alone separates them from someone else who does have a website. Okay. Again, I never know if someone wants to redesign their website. I don't care about that. If it's a business, then they are a target opportunity for me. But again, I can kind of separate from someone maybe with a need to someone maybe with a higher potential need. And that's by going to those listings that don't have the website. Okay. And then third is network. Okay. Again, one of the best places, if not the best place to get business is from a network. Now, understand I have my initial network and then the network that is constantly building from me growing my business. What do I mean by that? Well, initially I have potential friends and family out there. I'm not necessarily, the right approach is what we call the arm's reach. It's not saying to them, hey, network, I do websites. Do any of you need a website? No, because sometimes we feel cringy about that, or people take that a different, people are like, oh boy, just like Jason's selling insurance right now. And now he's asking us if we want insurance. I don't want to talk to Jason about insurance, right? It would be no different if I'm selling insurance. People can feel the same way about anything, right? And so instead of saying, hey, I can build you all a website if you need a website, I want to use a different angle, right? A different message that has a different psychological impact. And that's saying, hey guys, just in case you don't know, started a business. I'm helping business owners get beautiful websites in place or help them redesign their existing ones. If you know anyone, send them my way. Be happy. Would love to talk to them, and I can send you a little something for the referral. Okay. What that does is twofold. For one, it's a less cringy approach. I'm not saying, hey, do you guys need a website? I'm saying, do you know anyone that needs a website? Right? Psychological difference right there. They're more likely to help you if it doesn't involve them having to feel cringy about it. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, I know, John that has a roofing company. He just started. He doesn't even have a website. I'll send him your way. Hey, let me connect you with John. So first and foremost, I'm able to tap into my network without being salesy and cringy. The second part of that is kind of insidious. By me simply saying it that way, I still put out into the world that I'm doing websites. So if any of them happen to be in a business or want a website or whatever, they have been alerted that I do it without me directly asking them if they want me to help them. Now it allows them to approach me if they want, and if they do have an opportunity themselves to be able to come to me and say, hey, you know what? I don't really know anyone, but I don't know if you know this. I just opened up my own coffee shop and I would love to have a website, right? Do you see how that changes the approach? Do you see how that changes the psychology of me delivering that message? That's how you tap into your network the appropriate way without it being cringy and still be able to pull business from your network. That's my initial network. Every time I close a client and close a deal, guess what? That's a new person in my network that I can then tap into. Hey, well, you're all set and good to go. Out of curiosity, do you know anyone else that would benefit from a new website or been talking about a website redesign or any of the services I've been offering, blah, 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 blah. I can now tap into someone I've helped because business owners know other business owners, right? And so as I continue to close business, my network continues to grow into people I can tap into and potentially pull business from as well. So when I have all these things working for me, I really have a nice snowball effect of being able to get new clients into my business and continue to grow it. The simplest way to get started is just to start with number one, right? And then get rocking there and then start utilizing the others. Although I would argue that the network is something I can tap into day one as well with a simple post. Again, arm's reach is like a simple post on my Facebook or social media, kind of announcing it the way I did, using that psychological angle. I'm putting that out there. But once I put that out there, it's not something I do every day, right? I can just do that once and be done with it. And maybe monthly I can post it again or something. But focusing on a daily strategy, I'm just going to start with number one. And then as I get comfortable and consistent with number one, then I'll expand into number two. Okay. So how do we do this? Well, step by step is going to be this simple, right? Here's how I do this physically. First, I identify the opportunity. So again, let's just say we're starting with, and we'll demo this in a sec. We're going to start with, say, Upwork, which is one of the biggest job posting sites. I'm going to look for the opportunity. Once I found one, okay, I'm going to use AI to build them a website. It's actually going to take me minutes. I'll use, in this case, Lovable, although another software that we've regularly used, Go High Level, is also opening up this feature as well to do similar kind of thing, the level, or you can build a website. So depending on what I'm using, what I want to use, I have options there. But bottom line is I'm going to be building a website in minutes. Okay. It's going to take me minutes, which is my results first. I'm actually going to produce the website and send that in my proposal. I'm going to use AI to also build my prospecting and proposal script. Okay. So in this case, we can use ChatGPT. You can use any of them, right? They all do the kind of the same thing. Doesn't really matter. The differences are minute in my ability to be able to produce a proposal script. Okay. So I'm going to use AI to produce my proposal to, again, make a nice high converting proposal. And we'll talk about how that can continue to refine so I get better and better proposals. Then what I'm ultimately doing is once I submit my proposal, I'm trying to sell the website. Again, as I mentioned before, if someone is interested, they will start a conversation with me. And then ultimately I'm trying to sell that website. Once I do that, they are a client. And then I will ultimately try to upsell them other services as necessary and as it benefits them, whether that's right away and they get all the services, or maybe we start with one, or maybe nothing now, but down the road in a month or something, they're ready to start the next thing, right? So ultimately, I'm just trying to sell them other services as it benefits them, and that will again benefit me as well. Okay. All right, let's see. And then, so anyway, so what do we got here? We have actually, you know what? Let's just go back to the step-by-step. And well, no, let's look at it. Let's look at the income goal. Ultimately, what I'm ultimately trying to build up to is I'm trying to get a website sold for an average about 2,000, right? That's what I want to build up to, 2,000. I'm looking to potentially add about $1,500 a month in marketing services. Again, this is average. This is what I'm looking to do on average. So per client, about $2,000 website, and then adding $1,500 a month in monthly services. Once I do that, okay, and do that for 5 total clients, I will have collected $10,000 in website money and be at a $7,500 a month monthly retainer fees that are coming to me for providing my services. Okay. So just 5 clients, I'm at 6 figures essentially, right? And then my goal is just to repeat that in 2027. My goal would be to repeat this every single year. Okay. Now, again, I talked about some pricing intricacies. We'll talk about that in the demo on how I build up to these numbers. All right. But in the end, a website for 2,000 falls easily in our range, and our monthly service is 1,500. All of our services combined are about 2,500. So I can just sell a couple services and be pretty much right at 1,500. So I don't even have to sell all my services. Again, this is average. Some clients I will sell $2,500 a month worth of marketing services. Some clients, they're not going to want any marketing services. And that's okay, because each website, if I'm averaging around 2,000, I still made $2,000 from that client. Okay. All right. So let's look at what this looks like in a demo where we're going to walk through essentially these steps. We're going to identify the opportunity, use AI to build the website in minutes. We'll use AI to build our proposal, and then ultimately talk through the process of selling and upselling. Okay. All right. So with that, let's get to identifying the opportunity. All right. All right. So again, we looked at this a tad bit earlier, but before we started the training, but here we are. We're at Upwork. Again, all these sites, they're all the same. Freelancer, Guru, Upwork. They pretty much work the same. We're just going to go to the spot where business owners are posting, asking for help. Okay. So again, I would create a profile here, but let's just go for quick demo purposes. Just go and look at some of the listings here. Okay. I'm looking for jobs. And again, we'll just go web design. You can see there's other categories I can search, but I'm just going to go for the nice broad one, web design. Okay. It sorts by relevance. When I'm in here working, I'm going to want the newest. Okay. The newest. And what you're going to find, especially on a site like Upwork, is pretty much every couple minutes there's a new project being posted. And that's why there's a beauty in this, because I'm never going to run out of opportunities. Okay. There's always going to be new people wanting either new websites, brand new, or they're looking to have their current one redesigned or replaced. Right. And again, I don't care about which that is. I'm just looking, Lily, for new website opportunities. Okay. Now, so we have one here. We have these guys looking for a, let's see if it pulls up the description. Yes. Okay. All right. So here, let's just look at this website development for peptide company. And actually really quick, again, all I'm looking for is simplicity. Okay. If it starts looking like something like this one right here, website designer needed for quick edits for our work, that's nothing I'm going to bid on. They're just looking for a couple quick fixes. They want someone to get into their WordPress site. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for someone who's saying, look, I want a website. Okay. Look, like here, I want a complete website built from scratch. Okay. And I'm not worried about if they say WordPress in here, because I'm going to show them a beautiful site. And then ultimately in the conversation, I can talk about how my site is probably even better than WordPress because it's very easy to manage, all this other good stuff, and go from there. But look, Shopify expert needed for homepage update. They just want an update to their current website's homepage and add a product to it. That's nothing I'm looking for. Okay. I don't do that kind of stuff. I provide a website. Okay. These guys look like they might want a website, including all kinds of things. Yeah, they want all kinds of things. This might be something I could do. Website design. Then I get here, UI, UX, blah, blah, blah. Next, what? I have no idea. So the message I'm trying to get across to you is I'm not looking to try to bid on every single one of these. I want it to be simple and easy to understand. That's what I'm looking for. So right away, this first one, website development for peptide company. Okay. They want somebody that can build a website for their peptide company. All right. All right. So let's just use this as our example project. So I've identified the opportunity, and really quick on the pricing on this. Okay. Again, I talked about 500 to 2,000. Okay. Or sorry, 500 to 3,000 is the range. Okay. So when I'm looking at these projects, I'm going to see a mix from hourly to fixed price. Okay. I don't care about any of that. All I'm looking for is a project that I could potentially do. Okay. Which is again, a website project. Okay. So hourly 300 to 999. You got expert. This budget's 500. This budget's 100. Again, if it's a project that looks like it's something I could do. Okay. I don't care about the budgets. When I submit my proposal, I will bid whatever their budget says. So if these guys say 500, I'm just bidding 500. Okay. These guys say $3 to $9.99. Guess what? I'm going to go to the low end. I'm just going to say $3. You're like, well, no, I don't want to work for $3 an hour. You're not, because the way this works, and it works for all these sites, is if someone's interested in working with you, like here's one 1,200. Guess what I'm going to bid? 1,200. Okay. This is what I'm just going to do. The way these sites work is when I submit my proposal, if they are remotely interested in working with me, they don't blindly just say, okay, I'm awarding it to that person. They are going to reach out to me in a message and start a conversation with me. It is in that conversation that I would give them the price. Okay. Now I've said $500 to $3,000 is the range. If I'm brand new, just starting off, my floor is 500. Okay. That's simple. Okay. Well, Jason, I want to make $3,000. So you said $2,000. I want to make $2,000. If you've never sold anything ever and you have no clients doing this yet, sell your first one at 500. Just sell it at 500, get that under your belt. Then you can start looking to raise your price. The way I did it and the way I would recommend when you do pricing is do your floor twice. So I would sell 500. And then once I sold another website for 500, then I would then raise my price up to 1,000. Okay. Then sell 2 at 1,000. Once I've sold 2 at 1,000, then I can go to 1,500 and then scale up that way. Right. A lot of people try to come in like, well, I know my worth. No, I'm 3,000. If I can get 3,000, I'm getting 3,000. And then they go on for dwell on and on and on with no clients. And they're like, well, I get no client, and they have no business whatsoever. Get some business under your belt. Remember, this is the foot in the door as well. I'm going to sell other services. So if I can just get them going, my final amount of money I'm making probably not going to be 500, right? It's going to be 500 right now, but then I may add $1,500 a month in marketing services, right? That sounds way better than just 500 one time. And it makes it well worth it that I got paid 500 to be able to sell them $1,500 a month. So in this instance, my proposal is going to say 500. In this instance, it's going to say $3 an hour. And this, let's go to let's just say this one, guess what? $15 an hour. If it was this one, guess what? $500 an hour, 500. If it was this one, it's going to be 100. But in my conversation, I would say something like, okay, yeah, I can do that. All in total $500. Okay, perfect. That actually meets their budget. That project may be fine. For this one, $3 an hour, we start talking and say, yeah, you know what? I can absolutely do that for you. All in $500 would I be able to do this for $500? Okay. Then they'll change it. They'll say, okay, yeah, if they're going to award me the project, they'll just change it and they'll just award me $500. Okay. It's that simple. Okay. So don't overcomplicate this and don't get wrapped up in whether it says fixed price or hourly and then trying to get all crazy with knowing what price to charge. Start with the floor and work your way up. Okay. So now let's just say this is the one I'm going to do. All right. So I have my opportunity. Okay. The next thing is I'm going to build a website for this. Okay. The beauty of this is everyone else bidding on this is saying, oh yeah, I could do this for you. They're even asking, can you showcase relevant projects? We'd love to see it. And you're like, well, crap, I'm brand new. The beauty of the approach we're using does a couple things. Everyone else is going to be saying, yeah, I can do this for you. Here's my portfolio of things. Okay. You're going to be coming in saying, yeah, here's a demo website I've already built for you based on your project. This is absolutely something I can do for you. Okay. So I'm already standing out because people are saying they could do something, but I've already done it. I'm already elevated from everyone else. The second thing is I'm brand new. I don't have a portfolio. I've just eliminated the need for a portfolio. How did I do that? Well, because I'm not saying I could do something and them having to say, well, I wonder how they would do. I wonder what their other projects are. They're literally looking at the site I've already built for them. I've eliminated the portfolio, right? I've eliminated needing to show proof that I can do this because they're staring at an actual physical website that I've already built for them. They don't say, well, I'd like to see your portfolio. They're literally looking at a website that I've already built for them. So I'm standing out. Plus I've eliminated a lot of the objection and not being able to trust me by delivering an actual thing. And why that's different is also while they're trying to imagine what someone else is going to be able to do for them, they're already seeing what I've done. And they're now imagining how they would customize it further to make it their site versus trying to imagine from scratch what it would look like. Now they're just kind of saying, oh, I really love this. I'll maybe put my logo here. That's why we stand out using this strategy. And the way we do this is I'm just going to simply go to Lovable and I'm going to grab and I'm going to paste this title and I'm going to paste this summary. Okay. So let's get into Lovable and see what that looks like. Okay. Okay. So here I am in Lovable. Again, Go High Level is adding this feature. It might already be live. I haven't played in there. We'll start looking at that in the future too as well. But anyway, right here in Lovable, very simple. And I'm just going to paste the project information in here. But first I'm going to start it off with, I need a website built based on the following. Okay. Now I'm just going to go and grab that. Okay. I'll grab the title. And I'll grab the summary. Okay. I'm just going to paste the whole thing. Then I'll show you what we're going to cut off and what we're going to leave in. Okay. We're going to paste. All right. The ideal candidate, I'm fine leaving all that. Okay. I'm going to cut off this last part because it doesn't help get the website built. Okay. It doesn't help provide understanding. They're just saying, if you have a portfolio, love to see it. This is an exciting opportunity in the health and wellness sector. I'm just going to delete that part. Okay. But all this other stuff where it says, even the part where it says the ideal candidate, because they're talking about the qualities the ideal candidate needs so that the website has those skills in it. So I'm gonna leave it in there so the AI can read all that and understand the type of website to build, not only the subject and everything, it has that, but in the proper way to build it for it to meet the project specifications. Okay, based on the following. And now I'm just going to hit enter. Okay. Now, the cool thing is back in the day, I would have had to like, all right, I got to meet all this criteria. I got to be a coder. Now I have to figure out how do I get a website up and do I do WordPress, all this clunky stuff. Now I just have AI that I can use. Again, type some words. It already has all the detailed and deep understanding to know a proper way to build a website and what a professional web designer would be doing to make that website work properly and meet all of this criteria that the client is asking for. Okay. So again, what I'm doing here also not only is providing a demo, but I'm looking for this to be, it's ultimately going to be like the 90% solution. Okay. I'm not looking for this. I'm not looking at this as, oh, this is the final product. I hope it meets all their stuff. Well, how do I know if they're really going to like it? All I'm doing is showing them, again, a 90% solution based on what they're already asking for. Okay. When the conversation starts, because they've shown interest, that's where all the actual other detailed information will come from. But this helps me get the conversation started because, again, I'm not showing them a portfolio. I'm literally showing them their site. So when they look at this, we're further along in the conversation of not what could be. They're seeing what's there. Now the conversation shifts to, if they are interested, to just simply making changes to what I've already provided. Oh, I really love this. We probably want a page that has this on it. We'd really like to have a logo up here. That's when they're going to give all their stuff. And then ultimately, if I say, yep, so the price on that is $500, it will be $500 all in. And if they award me the project, that's when they give me the detailed dump and say, all right, cool. Now what changes? Go ahead and provide a full list of changes that you're wanting to make. And then how am I going to do that? Well, Jason, I'm not technical, right? Well, cool. Again, I'm not technical either, but I have AI who is very, very, very technical. So I'm just going to copy and paste all their requests into here, and Lovable will read it all and make the changes for me. Okay. So that's that's about as complicated as it gets, being able to copy and paste. Okay. So again, I'm not looking to, oh, I'm so worried. What if they don't like, I don't care. Okay. Because it's already going to produce a pretty professional looking finished product that will ultimately be like a 90% done solution, because then, right, they're still going to have some changes they're going to want to make, because I haven't really talked to them yet. This is me just getting my foot in the door with them. They'll give me all the detailed changes that I can then dump into here and get updated to the final version that they actually want. Okay. So this should almost be done. You can see here, look, it's actually already pulled. I don't even know their exact products. So this one is like an e-commerce site. I don't even know their exact products. It's going to put just, look, product 8 peptides. It says, hey, there are peptides. I don't even know what it is. That's when, again, those details will come from the conversation, but they're going to see this and they're going to, okay, look at this beautiful, beautiful website. Okay. Look, it has all these things on here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just close the sidebar. And I got a nice kind of a clean kind of e-commerce website. It's kind of plain in this one. This is, I guess, products. Okay. But they're going to probably want different colors, like research, about, contact. There's all these pages up here. And in the end, I kind of have a nice, clean site that is going to be actually easy for them to kind of see and say, all right, well, yeah, we'd like these kind of colors, or we'd like this kind of thing. But it's done. There it is. Okay. There it is. Now, all I have to do is come up here to publish. Okay. And then I would just hit continue, and I'd be able to publish it. It would be this URL. Okay. I can actually then, once I can continue and publish it, you can see here, add a custom domain. I can actually put it on a different domain if I want to. So I can have like yourdemosite.com or something like that, and just give them that link. Okay, where am I going to give them this link? In the proposal. Okay, so it's that simple. So it'd be published, it'd be live on the internet. It's already hosted, it's already there. And then now what I want to do is get a nice proposal that I can then send to them that also showcases the website, right? And so how do I do that? Well, I can literally just come to ChatGPT. Okay. Right here. And then guess what I'm going to do? Same thing I did with Lovable, where I'm going to paste in the project. But this time, instead of saying, hey, I need a website built, I need an Upwork proposal built for the following project. I have already built a demo website for them and would like to highlight that in the proposal. Okay. So again, what am I going to do? I'm going to go back. Let's see, did I paste it already? Grab it. Okay. Actually, I'm going to grab the title as well, just like I did in Lovable. And this time, I'm actually going to leave the entire thing. I'm leaving the entire project summary. Lovable, that's just building the website. Because this is building the proposal, I'm leaving everything in here. Like if you have a portfolio showcasing, this is an exciting opportunity. I want that in there so that ChatGPT in this instance is going to read all that and understand the angle on how to angle the proposal and what to say in the proposal to accommodate their kind of requirements, so to showcase that I actually meet all this stuff. Okay. So I'm just going to send. Okay. And then again, this is even less time. I mean, the website just got a whole built in minutes. This takes seconds. And so now I have and look, it's already in copy paste. I can just copy this, put it in there. Here's where insert demo here. That's where I put the link. And then it's kind of, look, nice. Already knows my name because I've been chatting with it already. But in the end, it already gives me a nice proposal and tells me why it works. Look, one trick to add in there. And then look, it gives me, it tells me other things that I can add to this. Now, the cool thing is if there's something I want to change, obviously I can just type that. Or if I wanted to produce a different, hey, can you do a different version that's, put your concerns in there. Well, this one sounds too professional. I want it to be a little bit more casual, whatever you want, or just take it and run. Okay. The goal of this, and then at this point, I just go back to the Upwork project and submit my bid. It's this proposal, put the link in, and then I'm done. Now, the beauty of this is this process is very easy to rinse and repeat, because then I just go to the next, once I submit, I go to the next project. But also, this process will continue to get smarter as I go and more refined, because as I continue to bid, okay, the Lovable part stays the same. Very easy, very simple, not complex whatsoever. As I do proposals, I can keep this chat updated, and I would do it all in this one single chat, so it knows the history and already knows what it's been doing, but also I can give feedback in here. So if I get a conversation started, someone reached out to me, say when this peptide one, right? Well, I can go back here and say, hey, I got a message back on the peptide from the peptide proposal. Here's what they said. Okay. ChatGPT in this instance, again, it could be Claude, Grok, whatever you want to use. I can say, it would then say, oh, cool. Here's what you can say back. Here's a great reply to that. If I'm hung up and not really sure how to respond, I can get help. But also, it takes that and now it sees what they're saying, and they might have questions. They might have maybe some concerns have been raised, whatever it is. I put that in here, or they're very happy about, oh, I love the way you did this. I put that in here, and it's going to analyze that response and get insights and feedback from it. And then when it does my next proposal for whenever I do a new proposal for another project, it's going to implement things because it knows, all right, well, that last one got a response and here's the kind of what they said. So let me incorporate things in this new proposal that addresses some of those things and highlights the things they liked and all that, blah, blah, blah. So now my proposals are going to start getting better. And then eventually I will get one that I get awarded. I will win. Hey, I just won the peptide one. Then it's going to say, oh, that's fantastic. And it knows the full conversation that happened that led to it, that led to me being awarded. So again, I have a new project that I'm bidding on. I asked for a proposal on that one. It's going to incorporate all those things that help me win the last project into the new proposal to address a lot of those things up front and get that conversation steered in that direction to me getting the next proposal. And it's going to keep getting smarter and smarter the more I keep feeding the feedback in. And that's the beautiful thing here. And the awesome about this continuous AI, because it keeps getting refined and smarter. And then overall, this process, all I'm doing once I sell the website is then it pivots easy to a services conversation, right? So now it's simply, all right, cool. Well, now the website, here you go. Website's delivered. Next question real quick. What are you guys doing to bring in customers? What are you guys doing to get eyeballs? What are you going to be doing to get eyeballs on this website? Okay. Because I have some marketing services that can help with those things. Okay. Would you like to, is that conversation be interested in having? That simple. I've already sold the website. It's an easy pivot. The response is going to be either, oh, we're not interested. We got this under control. We're not looking at that yet, but we will be in touch, or we'll talk to you later about that, or thank you, whatever. Either way, thank you for the website. I got paid for the website. I'm happy. I got money in my pocket. This is just extra money that I can potentially get by helping them with additional things. Or the conversation will flow. Yeah, that's actually something we'd be interested in. We don't really have a good plan. We'd love to hear what you've done because we love what you did with the website. Let's have a conversation. And now that opens me up to sell 1, 2, 3, 4 of my marketing services, whether it's all at once or kind of staggered out over time. Either way, it's a chance for me to add additional now monthly revenue to take this one client who had just paid me, in this instance, maybe $500. Well, they paid me $500 once, but now starting the next month, now I have $1,000 a month in monthly revenue coming in from that one client. Okay. Takes a client that was worth 500 and now they're potentially worth over the course of a year, $10,000 or, $15,000, whatever that is. And that's how this business scales easy, because now I don't need 100 clients to work with to make it and survive. One client can go anywhere from $12,000 a year to $25,000 a year, right? $30,000 a year. Actually, if I sold all my services, that doesn't even count the website money. Okay. So one client giving me $30,000 a year. Well, what does 5 clients do? Right? It's $150,000 a year from just working with 5 people on the entire planet. Right. And that's my goal. That's what I'm building up to. Okay. And remember, I'm scaling my website sales. So I sold one at 500. Okay. Sell one more at 500, just to get that confidence under your belt, get the experience. Then that third one, when I'm start bidding on when I'm up for the third one, well, that price is going to be $1,000. I'm going to move up and scale my pricing, right? Because again, I'm selling a website that's worth $5,000 to $15,000 anyway. So why I can get $1,000 for that, right? And then eventually I can get $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. Again, some people are already selling these for $7,000, right? You can sell them for the actual appropriate range, but this is a scaling strategy. It's a beginner-friendly strategy that I can build into step by step. And that's the process. That's it. I rinse and repeat this over and over and over again. Okay.